If you were to be a part of a faction and then you were told you could be whatever you wanted, what would you choose? We're here tonight at Brandon Theaters watching Divergent. It's a book. I did not know that, did not read it. That's why I didn't know that. So going into this movie, I felt that I was at a disadvantage because there were some cheer moments in there that I'm like, I have no idea. Movie is a little long. It's supposed to be a trilogy. With a trilogy, you gotta set up for your next one. I get that. There's just a lot of stuff that probably, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't read the book. The story was so-so. I did enjoy the whole aspect of this newfound society from a war that happened, so everything's broken up into these 5 factions. And it's like the poor faction makes all the rules while the strongest faction it's just this weird concept of a peaceful society. Would that work? Probably. Don't know. The characters were okay. It's PG-13. It's like targeted for the young adult thing. I mean, is it boring? There are some tense moments. There are some thought-provoking moments. The main girl, she's like, my brain works differently. I can't conform to your society rules, which everyone knows rules are the foundations for a gentle society. So she's divergent. Apparently it's a rare thing, but then when you're kind of watching the movie, you kind of realize it's not as rare as they make it. It seems like everyone's popping up divergent, and then before long you're like, oh, some going down. After like an hour and a half into this thing, then we finally get what the whole deal is about. Yes, it's a build-up. It's a little bit of a slow build-up. They could have maybe moved that along somehow. I don't know. Is it a bad movie? No. It is not a bad movie. Is it something that I would go pick and see? Probably not, unless I'm waiting on a late plane or something and I want to kill time. I'll go see it. Is it worth seeing in theaters? I mean, it is a decent story. You will sit down and you will like it if you can handle the 2.5 hours that you're in there. Yeah. So this movie gets a 7. The reason I give it a 7 is I liked the music. I really like the music of this movie. I'm gonna try and find the soundtrack because I wouldn't mind owning it. And I did like Dauntless. I like the whole Dauntless guys, the way that they go about stuff. I like that. And then call me gay, whatever you want, but the dude's tattoo with all the factions, that's kind of like a slap in their face because I want to be them all. Gay. Yep.
You know what? I liked it. It was very post-apocalyptic. It's another one of those, hey, us as human beings screwed up again, and then those that are left are trying to fix it and be like, hey, let's not have this happen again, because we're all gonna be in peace and stuff, and this works. But at the same time, what you don't know is that these other people are actually in charge and want to do things their way. So really, nothing really changes, but the illusion is there. So I get it. Post-apocalyptic world, someone's still vying for power. And it's kind of like an old-style caste system with like a new age apocalypse, don't go outside kind of thing. Yeah, it's good. I liked it. I get that they did a whole number on following just the girl, that the story was about her. I feel like they needed to do more on kind of what was going on everywhere else and not so much focus on her little teenage problems.
And I liked how it was all separate classes and stuff, but it still kind of reminded me of Hunger Games when you've seen it before. But I still really liked it but I liked how it was still different from Hunger Games, like how there were more classes and it wasn't just for, you know, oh, you do these certain jobs, you're a warrior class, you're this or that. It was more of the kindness side, like, okay, it's the smart people, it's the kind people, now it's the people that are brave and focus more on personality aspects than what people can do.
I enjoyed the concept of the story. I think that obviously they were trying to make, I don't know how much the book is like this, but I know that they were trying to make it into a young adult type film. Harry Potter, Hunger Games, Twilight, that concept of film. And I liked where they went with it, with the 5 faction system, that everybody has a dominant emotion, so to say, that kind of categorizes you. And then there's these group of people that just can't be categorized. It's just all about human nature. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool.
What did you think about the characters?
I both liked and hated them. Some of them I wanted to punch in the face, and other ones, I really liked, which the ones I wanted to punch in the face, I liked that I wanted to punch them in the face, which means they did that well. Other ones are just kind of bland and kind of just thrown in there. They could have had more substance. The girl, I guess she fit the role pretty good. I still felt she was a little too delicate to be in that role, but I guess they kind of addressed that. Let's say mediocre casting choice.
Some characters I really liked. Sarcastic people I loved a lot. As for the main girl, it's typically kind of what we've seen before. Oh, she's unique, she's special, she's fighting against society. She was kind of bland to me because I've seen that plenty of times, but overall they're all pretty good, I think.
I like the characters. I think that it has to walk a line. It has to walk a tightrope. And what I mean by that is it can't go too much into a giant epic movie without losing the teenage romance. And it can't go too much into the teenage romance without losing the rest of their audience. so they kind of have to balance it a little bit. I think they did a good job of that. I feel that the romance was there and it was prevalent, but things were happening around the romance that were important enough where it wasn't the only thing happening. I like the characters. I think they did a good job with them. There were, some I like more than others, but the important ones, they were solid.
And what do you rate it?
I give it a 9 out of 10. If you know what this movie is and this is what you're going to see, if you're looking for a Twilight type movie or a Harry Potter type movie, this is a good movie for you. I felt it had everything you'd be looking for and you would enjoy it quite a bit and look forward to the next 2 movies.
7.5, 8, something like that.
I'd give it a solid 7. 7. Yeah, 7 works.
If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go on ahead and do so, and like this, favorite it. Since there seems to be like a lot of novels, New York Times bestsellers, what is your favorite novel that's a movie or is going to be a movie? Next week we're doing Noah. Should be pretty cool. Biblical stuff here. You got Russell Crowe, Anthony Hopkins. Who wouldn't want to see that?
Connolly.
Who gives a f about her? So, as always, we're letting you know before you go at Brendan Theaters. Oh my God, we gotta go see this movie. Stop f***ing mocking me.
What?
I can see the both of you,
You're not
and it's
supposed to be
hella
looking at me.
distracting. Hella distracting.
You're not-
Bull-
I'm not mocking.
Stop it. Stop
I
it.
actually am not mocking you. I'm literally
No.
He inspired me.
The
though.
entire time I'm watching and YouTube
Well,
dumbasses
here's
are
enough
doing,
tape.
I don't care. Maybe you should have had more tape.
Rise above the occasion and deal with
No,
it.
it's hella
Mike,
distracting.
Mike,
It's
I
hella
actually was
distracting.
legitimately not mocking you, I promise.
And then you're over here putting glittery stuff on the camera while we're
That's this
bedazzling
guy.
it now?
That's this guy right here.
That was me, actually.
I was playing with it like a
And amateurs. Trying to do a job here. That's right, walk away and put your hands on your hips.